Today's topic is the digital evaluation, and we're gonna go through what is it, what is the digital area that we are talking about, and what the difference is between a normal evaluation and digital evaluation. And we also gonna talk about the options that we have and the features that we have to see and use. My name is Mate Farkas, and I am gonna be the translator for language English because this presentation is made by Hajnalka Fülöp, who who is a pedagogist, a teacher, and also a parent. Uh, we can call her as a digital anthropologist, a profession of internet safetyness. She holds sessions for teachers and parents as well, where she is teaching the parents and the teachers for how to use the digital gadgets and how their life can be better if they are using it and how can they use with their kids together. In the first step, we are going to talk about why we do have to use the digital evaluation. We have to say the generation that's in primary school right now, it's called Alpha generation, who's born after 2010. This generation has a determining experience about the gadgets. They born with the gadgets and they use it from the start of their life. Also, they have this determining experience about the internet. They always reach the social networks, always reach all part of the internet, like anytime and anywhere. Also, they are defined by the COVID education. This generation is affected in the hardest way by the COVID education system because it reached them at the earliest years of their education. They all defined by the media. What kind of content do they consume in the media? Their visual skills are so improved, way more improved than our generation, example, and it's so centered in their life. Also, the interactive gadgets are so focused in their life, so that can be one reason why they aren't so up to reading, but way more up to play games or whatever, even if it's based on a story that they can reach in that way. Firstly, let's see their content consuming habits because in that way we can see how we can evaluate them. Usually they prefer the platforms that are fastly changing, like TikTok is a good example for that. Also, they are hardly like to compete, as we can see at the habits of their video game playing, and also the social media where they are competing against each other and they counting it on likes and dislikes and cute comments and arguing comments as well. They are used to getting used to the thing they are equal, like they can spoke about anything, they can comment about to anywhere, and they don't have to use the polite forms like saying hello or saying goodbye or being just normally polite. So they can be different in a huge spectrum of our normal and known culture. The anonymity and the facelessness has also a huge effect on them uh, because normally in an argument, uh, when they have to veer their own opportunity, in these cases they don't have to point out their personality. This system and the fact that they are growing up in this virtual reality also affect their rule following system, the decision making when they are decide to accept the rule or not, and we have to accept all of these effects on their life where we are trying to evaluate them. I bring only one graph that can show their using of the TikTok on the TikTok. it's a weekly hour graph, but if we just counting in the days, it's still so high. The main goal of the education is usually to make their mindset more open-minded, uh, and improve it in any way. And also the evaluation is a part of it, because in that cases we are trying to keep them motivated and feedbacking them to where they are right now in their learning process. Their mindset can be fixed or growth. We can see in we have to praise their resources, not their claims. For example, okay, I see now you are trying a new thing. Oh, that's so brave how you tried it. You have to improve it, but it's already a huge thing that you tried. So, in this way, and because of this, it's so important that we have to be reachable also as a parent and also as a teacher as well. Uh, we always have to focus and concentrate on their feelings, so we have to concentrate on our feelings as well, because it has a huge effect on them. And it's not enough to concentrate for it, we also have to accept their feelings, even if they are angry, even if they're raging out something. And the online area gives more opportunity for this raging out. Failure is also a part of this trying process and this experience, so we don't have to punish them because of their failure, because to try something, it's already something that they claim. And of course, we have to see the difference between the trying and when they are just acting like they are trying, so they doing a thing partly. Of course, in that cases, we have to act differently, but when they are really trying something new, something totally different that they tried before, we have to accept. It's also a good way to let them reflect for each other in a part of a cooperative education system. Let's talk about the motivation. I mean, in the way, like, what is the motivation? Because the the goal, the aim of the evaluation is to motivate them as well. The definition of motivation is the thing that triggers you for some kind of action. So that's we are searching for. Uh, we have to make this inner reason to do some kind of task. Let's go through what's the difference in the school when we are using online school and online education. We can say the online education just break into our life and into a house, because it the reason was independent from us in 2020. It could be ideal if the students and the teachers are learning from each other, and it could be an equal system in the way of learning. uh, and all the online platforms helps in it, but the standard education system is so strict, it's so hierarchical as well, so that's why the teachers has to lead. So for this reason, this system needs a creative teachers. We are kind of sure almost all of the platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, Google Classroom has this kind of system where someone is the leader, someone is the group creator or the class creator, and someone and the students. And the host or the presenter has the rights to mute someone, or to change what they are seeing or things like that. And the thing why it is important is because it's a paradigm that we have to see when we are evaluating our students, because we can use these features for the evaluation. In this graph you can see the difference between the standard offline school and the online school. The first one is in the online school, it's more fast, more complex. uh, the second point is in the online school you have a complex experience, and in the offline school you have just cognitive pressure, like concentrating and memory. Also the rules are different, because in an offline school and they have to rule themselves, they have to keep quiet, they can't really move, but in an online school they have the chance to just move their microphone and do whatever. Of course, it can depend on the teacher, but these are the basic features of an offline school. It's so important to know that the crisis of evaluation isn't started just now or under the COVID. There is a article from 1912 by Dr. Kemin Gabor, who said we have to delete the numbers in the evaluation, because using numbers from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 or whatever just make the system unfair. It just make the children fear from their teachers and from the full of education system as well. So and we already know at that age, like 100 years before, that this isn't our aim, or this isn't our goal. So in this way we can say it's sad to it didn't change before, and it's a good part of the online education system, and that we have to change at least a little bit in it, because we just have to start to using the gamification system, instead of just give him 2, and that's okay, it's almost good but just enough. Instead of that, we start giving points, cups, and challenges. There was a professor called Ding, whose definition for gamification was when we are using parts of games in places where it's not so usual, like in a workplace or in the education. Let's see how we can start the gamification system. The most important part is that we have to have a pedagogical goal. What do we want to reach? We have to go through what is our role in the classroom or in the community where we are working. Are we mentors or helpers, or maybe the part of the team? We have to make a survey as well. We have to hardly know the limits and the skills of the group that we are working with, also the way how they want to solve a task. We also have to make a plan. We will talk about it later. Firstly, we always have to try to make a small change. We have to change between the normal evaluation and the gamification evaluation, step by step. We always have to watch back, always have to search the mistakes in our process, always have to ask for feedback. How do you like it? Is it good for you? Because of course our aim is to make a good experience for everyone and a good chance for breaking out for everyone. We always have to documenting all of our process, because in that way we can learn from that as well. We always have to be the partner of our students. We always have to accept their feelings and critics as well. We also have to check the algorithms that already existing. Like for example, all the games and the plays, online plays, contain some kind of evaluation as well, and it's tested. It's hardly tested, so we can use them as well. We always have to plan our gamified evaluation. It's always have to be structured. It have to have a structure, but it also has to contain the gamification, not just in the system. One is the most important part of the gamification is to make the children or the participants a deciding point where they can really decide what they want to do. About my experience, the result of the gamification system, it's a person who is in flow, who aren't pressured, and I hope so all of you who are watching this presentation gonna experience the same. Also, it makes a person who are involved, who are creative, and want to go more and more by itself. Because if the participants aren't successful, firstly, the game is as enjoyable as they want to continue and try it again and again. We have to care to don't overload the participant. Also have to care with their own emotion, the own skill borders as well. As well in the way that they want to cooperate or they want to make the task work by themselves. Also have to care about how their motivation changed, how their task making process is changing in the way when we are working with them. We always have to make a documentation of it and always have to focus on and let the chance for them to make the feedback. And here is the recipe how the gamification works, and you can use it at your own situation. Firstly, we have to focus on what reflections and experience do they have. The next point is the exposition. That means we have to find out a story and imagine a story that comes from their life, that can happen with them, or something similar can happen with them. Next point, the C, is the choice, because we have to make them as many choice points as we can, because this is the base of the free thinking. I means information, so because it's still the main goal is still the learning and the teaching. So in the way of the gamification, we still want to give some information. P as play, because in situations like this, that's a huge point of it, to play together, to cooperate with the others or play by themselves, because in the structure of playing, they have bigger braveness and they can fail. They feel like they can fail. That's not temporarily if they fail. E, like engagement, because that we are mentioned. It's the base of the motivation that usually happen by itself. So that's the word for recipe. And for the end, I came up with a phrase from Einstein that says the people have to search for the existing thing and not for what we are thinking it has to be there. Thank you for your attention, and I hope so it will be useful in your job.